Hi, I'm Mark Potash with Chicago Sun-Times. I'm here with my colleague Rick Morrissey. We're at Ford Field, where the Bears had yet another disappointing effort, a good start but a really bad finish in a 34-17 loss to the Detroit Lions. It pretty much ends their playoff hopes, unless, Rick, you think there's some way at 9-7, even if they ever get there, that they could possibly make it. This certainly doesn't look like a playoff team.
Potsy. The previous 5 games, they were anywhere from awful to average. Then this happens. Come on, really? Is there really any thought that they're going to somehow flip a switch? There's nothing there. There's nothing there. This is what they are, and they're a team that really isn't that talented. I think all this talk that they're have talent, I think it's overstated.
Well, I'm not sure if that's the problem, but I do think that even though a lot of people knew this was happening all season, and some of us were a little optimistic, this game really kind of told the tale, because the Bears had not scored in the first quarter in like 6 or 7 games. Yeah. They got the start they wanted. They were on the road. They had everything in control. And as soon as the Lions adjusted, the Bears were incapable of adjusting back. I think that really goes to coaching and talent. And I just think it really showed a lot of their flaws. So if you're going to be a playoff team, if they're going to be what they are supposed to be, this was the game to prove it. They had their opportunity. They had a chance to get the crowd out of the game. They were in control at 14-3, and they just totally fell apart. I agree with I think it was Willie Young said it is what it is. I say they are what they are.
Yeah, I think that's right. And I mean, I think I've a little bit here kind of waving the white flag of surrender. It's like, I was crying for somebody to get fired after the season. That's not going to happen. I don't believe it. Anybody of the main guys, maybe Mel Tucker, but I don't think it's going to happen. And to me, it gets down to the talent. I keep coming back to that. I thought there were 2 different teams out here. A really good one that looked really good, maybe because of the lack of talent on the Bears, and then the Bears team that I think is just coming up short. Now, the coaching isn't great. I agree with that, but I don't think adjustments would have made a big difference.
Well, Rick, I'm not as big on the talent. I think they do have talent, maybe not as much as they think. But when you see, and this happens every week, the opponent's receivers are always wide open, it seems like. And the Bears, for all their talent, can't get players open. I think that goes to coaching. I think it's the design of the offense. I think that the NFL has adjusted to Mark Trestman. He has not adjusted back. It goes back to what I said before. The Bears I just don't think they're a very well-coached team at this point.
All right. Well, we'll agree to disagree. We'll agree that there's problems all across the board. How's that?
And I guess the other thing we have to say for this is there's no more to dissect about this game, I guess. But now, as you were saying earlier, Rick, now it turns out to now it turns to where do the Bears go from here? What's going to happen here? Who will play? Who won't play? What can they do from here? I'll tell you right now, we don't know. We'll find out. It'll be an interesting last 4 weeks of the season. And that kind of wraps it up from here. So for my colleague Rick Morrissey, I'm Mark Potash from Ford Field.